Earthquake struck just northeast of Australia in the Solomon Islands. There have since been a series of powerful aftershocks that have hit the area. According to the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center, sea levels tonight indicate that a tsunami was in fact generated by this very large earthquake. But again, an 8.0 magnitude earthquake has struck.
Nobody's ever seen anything like this. 4 different volcanoes, 4 completely separate eruptions happening at the same time. Unprecedented.
As the recent upsurge in beachings is certainly a cause for concern.
Over the last 10 days, sightings of the dead sea mammals have been flooding in.
But it's unprecedented, really, to have so much in such a short period of time.
At one point, the storm forced every road in the state to shut down.
Boston was one of the areas hardest hit and record-making here. It was the 5th largest snowfall on record in weather history.
The airspace is pretty much shut down.
An emergency declaration. This was a record-breaking storm throughout the state.
Down. You have power lines down. The power poles are snapped. There's debris all over the place. There are cars in the middle of the road. There are cars upside down.
The 15 tornadoes were reported in that one line. This was on the ground, long-running, long wedge-shaped tornado.
And it was one tornado warning after another. They just...
Residents say it looked a mile wide.
Spokesman, he is due to leave his ministry at 8 p.m. on February the 28th.
But what is very, very interesting is he's actually chosen to resign.
As we were just saying, that is incredibly unusual, one in history that we can think of for a Pope to step down. It does.
Times we're hearing, though, in the last 20 minutes or so, that the Pope, speaking in Latin, made this extraordinary announcement that he would step down.
They quote a statement from the Vatican saying, "For this reason, and well aware of the seriousness of this act, with full freedom, I declare that I renounce the ministry of Bishop of Rome, successor of St. Peter."
Some extraordinary pictures which came to us from the Vatican on what was, of course, an extraordinary day. Within hours of Pope Benedict announcing that he was to resign, take a look at this. Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. You can see it again now in slow motion.
Wow.
Extraordinary. It happened just before 6 o'clock in the evening, local time.
A sign from God. Just hours after the Pope announced his surprise resignation, the heavens over Rome opened and the top of St. Peter's Basilica was struck by lightning.
You know, it's amazing to me when I watch this stuff. God, I'm like, it's almost like the nose on the front of your face. You think to yourself, how can people not see? You know, it's like having shades on at night. You know, your vision is altered. And people are walking around today like folks with shades on at night, they can see, but they don't see that well. I mean, the signs are they're so obvious. I mean, come on. I mean, can you get any clearer than that? God made it very clear. The fact that lightning struck the Vatican Basilica moments after he announced his resignation, oh my Lord. Don't you know it's been prophesied that the current Pope is the last Pope that there will ever be? Everyone has been talking about that, and what's amazing to me, you got hundreds and hundreds of signs all indicating that we're living in the last days, and people are just thinking it's business as usual. You know, God called me to preach the gospel almost 18, 19 years ago, way back in 1994. And what's amazing to me is that, you know, some people were called to sing, some people was called to dance, some people called to teach. Everyone has a talent and a gift that they were given, and something you were called to do while you are here on this earth. What's amazing to me when I think about it, I know what I was called to do. I don't care if no one else believes it. I don't care if anyone even understands it. But you know what's amazing to me? I know what I was called to do. You know, when Jesus came the first time, God chose someone to precede him. In other words, to announce his arrival. That someone was John the Baptist. And Jesus said himself, no greater man born of a woman has been than John the Baptist. So it's amazing to see if God chose someone when Jesus came the first time. Don't you know there would be someone or some bodies or people chosen to announce his second coming? It's amazing to me when I think about it. I say, wow, there's many people preaching the gospel right now. There's many signs and wonders in heaven. There's many signs in the earth. There's rumors of war. There's so much going on. And you know what? I was thinking, wow, this is the wrong time to be on the wrong side of the fence. This is the wrong time to not be serving God and to be dancing with the devil. You know, I had a very ugly experience with my children's mother the other day, and it just breaks my heart because I said to myself, you know what? If you'd have done this a couple of years ago, it might have been fine, but right now is not the time to be playing with God. But people are playing with God every single day. I could win the lottery today, become a multimillionaire, and it does not change my perspective. It does not change my focus, and it does not and will not change what God has called me to do. Preach the gospel, announce the coming of Christ, let the world know Jesus is on his way back, baby. And if you don't believe it, it really don't matter to me. You know, whatever God give me to share with someone, I don't really care if they believe me or grasp it. The point it is, I have a responsibility to tell you because I'm the messenger. I'm going to give you the message. What you do with it after that is your business. You know, I got a play sister that I love dearly, and we tend to joke about the fact. She said when she talks to me, she's got to talk to John, Mark, Luke, Habakkuk, and Hosea, and, you know, Jeremiah. In other words, I'm always quoting the Word of God. I'm always quoting the Bible. Well, that's just who I am. It's who I am, so I don't make no apologies for it, you know. And we joke and laugh about it, but the truth of the matter is, God has called me to do what I do. I'm going to do it, baby. You know, when you see me, notice, I only wear things on this body that talks about Christ, things that promotes the gospel. I only wear things on my feet. People are into name brand shoes, name brand clothes. I'm not into none of that. Never been into that because you know what? If I'm going to advertise anything or anybody, it's going to be somebody that done something for me. Jesus done something for me for this life. So if I'm going to advertise, I'm going to advertise Christ. Everybody out there doing their own thing and thinking what they're doing is okay. You know, you got the tats, everybody marking their body up. Even though the Word of God says clearly not to mark your body up. Everybody don't care. This generation is so lost, they don't even care what God say, don't even care what God think. But you know what? That's too bad because you know what? I'm not part of that generation. I was called to preach the gospel, and I'm going to preach it. I was baptized on my 12th birthday. I was called to the ministry at the age of 33. My name means the end in French, and we're living in the last days, baby. Guess what? Can't get no plainer than that. Signs sometimes are staring you right in the face and you still don't believe the truth. I know Jesus coming back. And guess what? Baby, he's coming back very soon. So you better pay attention because when it's all said and done, I'll catch you with your pants down.
Raining down from the sky after a meteorite exploded above the Earth, causing a meteor shower. Eyewitnesses reported several blasts rocking the region, and there's long trails of smoke in the air.
We'll remember a series of explosions, possibly 5 to 6, took place when this meteor exploded in the air, raining down. Was hit by a piece of the meteor, but no leaks reported so far. The big
Ground chaos as fragments slammed into Earth. Witnesses say they thought a war had broken out.
It streaked across the Siberian sky and smashed into the Earth with the power of an atomic bomb.
Yeah! 1,000 kilometers away, but it's a record close call.
But that's closer than some of our orbiting satellites.
Plenty of meteors over the years, and I don't recall seeing one with such a tail and for quite as bright, I guess, of a light as this particular one was.
You can see this wave of green moving up from the peninsula also to the North Bay. That's a sign of some of that unusual activity in the atmosphere. This is not.
Brew of weather is marching across the country. Arctic air, snow, ice, even the threat of tornadoes.
Sinkhole or crack or fissure or landslide, we don't know. That happened on State Highway 89 about 5 o'clock this morning. Apparently, the earth just sunk at this point about 5 or 6 feet right on the highway here. We're also told that throughout the morning, it's actually been getting worse. There have been other drops in the earth here.
Heavy rain and thousands of residents in Western Australia's Pilbara region are being warned to stay inside as severe tropical cyclone Ross
is being fulfilled right in front of our eyes. Wars and rumors of war. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be earthquakes in various places. And then
Yeah. And then the end shall come. You know what? Look, I'm going to go ahead on and end this now. Hey, we're living in the last days. I'm your boy, Sir, the Soul Man. Hey, I've worked at Popeyes. I've worked at Shoney's. I've worked at Denny's. I've worked at Ochsner. I've worked at Flagstaff Medical Center. I've worked at Metacrest. I've worked at Baylor Hospital in Texas. I've worked at Home Depot. I've had my own business, Jamming for Jesus Production, which I currently still do. I've managed a Christian rap group. I've had my own contractor business. I've done a lot of things, but let me tell you something. Of all the things that God has gifted me and given me the privilege of being able to do, preaching the gospel to me is the greatest job I've ever had. Because you know what? The benefits are great. It pays well. And guess what? Serving God and living right has its benefits. So what can I say, baby? You know, I'm Sir the Soul Man. I'm going to keep on doing what God has called me to do. It don't matter if anybody believe me or agree with me. Because guess what? You didn't call me. God did. And so because he called me, that's where I get my orders from. That's why I do what I do. That's why I am the way I am. And guess what? I make no apologies. And I always said, I'm going to serve God. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And when I say my house, meaning this temple, this body right here. If you choose, your house chose not to serve God, that's your business. That's on you, baby. You will answer for yours. I will answer for mine. But Jesus paid the price for all. So ain't nobody has to go to hell. But that don't mean people won't go to hell. Because you know what? Folks hard-headed and they want to do their own thing. So if you one of those knucklehead stepchildren out there doing your own thing and ignoring what the Word of God said and not doing what God said, guess what? You're going to be in for the shock of your life when your eyes close, baby. I'm Sir the Soul Man. Like I said before, if I don't see you here, I hope I see you there. God bless you, and to God be the glory. See ya.